Good morning, gang. Happy Friday morning. Started off like gangbusters this morning for me. Got up about 3:30, let Daphne out. There was a skunk in the front yard. Guess what? 4 o'clock in the morning, I'm giving my dog a tomato juice bath. So, yeah, if you have dogs, guys, one of your preps needs to be tomato juice. Just saying. But no, that's not the point of this morning's video. Just thought you could start the day out with a laugh, and hey, it is what it is. So, interesting news overnight. Of course, it's Friday, so you know this is going to be the day where things kind of get snuck into the news to see if we all ignore them. So, yesterday, Matt Gaetz introduced a bill on the floor of the House, okay, called the Ukraine Fatigue Resolution, basically to end U.S. aid and urge peace. Gee, there's a good idea. Now, y'all know me if you've been watching this channel long enough. I don't have a horse in this race. I'm not pro-Russian in this. I'm not pro-Ukrainian in this at all, okay? I'm pro-American. And we got no freaking business there. I've said that from the onset. I didn't think Russia was going to go into Ukraine. I was wrong, okay? But I've never supported defending Ukraine, and I've never supported what Russia's doing, period, okay? What I absolutely do not support is your tax dollars and my tax dollars, which could go to things like, oh, I don't know, protecting our own borders, or, gee, you know what, controlling inflation a little bit. Hey, we wouldn't have to borrow so many dollars if we weren't pissing them away in Europe, okay? If you want to know how much we've pissed away, right now the bar tab for Joe is at $110 billion. And oh, by the way, Congress approved another $2 billion this week. Okay, you guys know the stories on sending F-16s and already sending, approving sending tanks and all this sort of stuff. We need to stop this, okay? Frankly, I don't give a damn if Ukraine falls. The map in Europe has changed so many times in the last 100 years, and I've talked about this before, and I've showed you maps before. It doesn't make a lick of difference. This is their problem, not mine, not yours, not the American public, okay? If Mexico attacks California or Canada attacks Maine, okay, then we have an issue. Personally, if Mexico wants California back, I would say, here, take it. But that's my thoughts, okay? I mean, hell, the state language in California is already Spanish anyway, so it wouldn't be a big loss. But so Gaetz put up this bill yesterday because he said the public is sick and tired of funding it. He's right, okay? I want to show you this first, okay? This is a headline from The Hill, but I want you to look at the date, okay? That's from April 26th of last year, shortly after the war started. Nearly 3/4 of Americans support the U.S. helping supply weapons to Ukraine. Okay, now, in this whole article, obviously it's a year old going back, but the Americans did not support sending troops, right? Well, the tide has turned. If we look at the public opinion right now, and I'm going to show you a couple of these, and granted, these polls are a month old. They were from the beginning of January, okay? But they are also done by CBS and YouGov, two notoriously liberal organizations. So I want you to look at this. Would you prefer your own representative in Congress to support U.S. aid to Ukraine? Total, 64%. We've dropped from 3/4 to less than 2/3, okay? Dropped 11% in 8 months. The American people aren't so thrilled about it. If you look over to the far right in there, 80% of liberals still approve this, Okay, 80% of liberals think Zelensky's a great idea because, after all, liberals are a combination of Nazis and communists. Of course, they would believe in Zelensky. All right, even half of conservatives do, which still surprised me. But then I want you to look at a second one here, okay? And this is a little bit more, same question, just a little bit worded differently, and boy, did the numbers change. Do you approve of the way Joe Biden is handling? Okay, the first one was on what you want your congressman to do or your senator to do. This one is on what we're actually doing. Do you approve of what Joe is actually doing? 47%, less than half of the American public, approves the way that the United States is handling the situation, the war between Russia and Ukraine. Okay? And of course, you go right back into it. 70% of the brain-dead liberals approve. Okay. 79% of the conservatives disapprove. Go figure. Remind me again who the warmongers are. Remember in 2016, we heard Trump's going to start a war. He's going to start World War III with Russia. Really? Because it sure seems like Joe's the one doing it. And it sure seems like the liberals are the ones that want to go to war. Right? Okay. I mean, these are, like I said, a survey done of the American public by a liberal organization saying that the liberals want to go to war. Now, Matt Gaetz putting this out basically to stop all funding. This is what Gaetz came out and said. Joe Biden must have forgotten his prediction from March of 2022, suggesting that arming Ukraine with military equipment will escalate the conflict to World War III. America is in a state of managed decline, and it will exacerbate if we continue to hemorrhage taxpayer dollars toward a foreign war. We must suspend all foreign aid for the war in Ukraine and demand that all combatants in this conflict reach a peace agreement immediately. Please, tell me, what person with 2 active brain cells or who's fed the squirrel lately can disagree with that? Okay, I'll give you this. John Bolton, he'll probably disagree. John Bolton wants to go to war with everybody. You, me, and anybody else who gets up, goes to work, feeds the kids, plays with the dog, cleans the house, washes the car, takes out the trash. We don't want to be in war. We don't want our money pissed away. Remember, guys, I'm an Army vet, okay? I don't want to go to war, I'll protect the United States. I'll be damned if I'm going to protect some country that basically hates us anyway, okay? I'm sorry if Washington's all stuck on, oh my God, we've got to protect the money laundromat that we've got going on over there. They've got too much dirt on Joe. Say what you will about Matt Gaetz, Lauren Boebert, Marjorie Taylor Greene, Paul Gosar. Say what you will, okay? Maybe people think they're a little too far right. Personally, I think they're right as in correct, okay? You can add some of the relatively new ones: Anna Luna, Tom Massey, Mary Miller, Barry Moore, Ralph Norman, Matt Rosendale. These are all the congressmen who are co-sponsoring this bill. Cooler heads are prevailing in Washington. At least some. They're being accused of being far-right nationalists, QAnon, whatever crap. Okay? They actually have the best interests of you and me in mind. They don't want to go to war with Russia. When Taiwan comes down, they probably aren't going to want to go to war with Taiwan either. Because guess what? That's their problem. When somebody attacks the United States, that's our problem. We should be spending a whole hell of a lot more money, I don't know, like $110 billion worth, protecting our southern border from the onslaught of terrorists, murderers, rapists, I'll say it, because the proof is there. Not all of them, but a lot coming through. Gang members, MS-13, that are coming across our southern border, and Joe goes, "Hi, welcome to the U.S. Go kill a few people while you're here. Rape somebody if you want." I talked yesterday about that rancher in Arizona. Tucker talked about him on his show last night. Yeah. You know how we solved the problem on the border? Get a few more people doing what that guy did, and let the government stand back and say, yep, you know what? That's Arizona law. That's Texas law. Stand your ground. Castle doctrine, protecting your property. Watch how fast the southern border is secure. Okay? Government is not the solution to our problems. Government is the cause of our problems, especially this administration. At least there are a few people in Washington, not many, but a few, who at least on the surface look like they are looking out for your and my best interest, financially, militarily, whatever. It's time we say, the hell with Europe, you're on your own, because you don't help us anyway, and back out and say, you know what? We got enough problems of our own. You figure out your own. Not our responsibility. Pinball out.